I'm Evan, the alternate for our future city team of Kenko Toshi, and I worked on the model. We are here today to show you how we used land surveying practices in the creation of our city.
I'm Alex. I did SimCity and I worked on the model.
I'm Michael and I worked on SimCity and also worked on the model. While planning out the city, we used different land surveying practices so we can accurately lay out our city.
Since our city is located in the Toyama Bay region of Honshu Island of Japan, we had to take into consideration many factors for our city layout and planning. Toyama Bay region has the ocean as a border and is crossed by many rivers that flow into the bay. The flat valley is surrounded by hills and mountains.
A land surveyor is an engineer who determines the boundaries and elevations of land or structures. They also determine if an area is safe to build on.
Land surveyors measured the land in order to learn the lay of the land and determine property boundaries. Land surveyors study and provide data of the shape and contour of the Earth's surface for engineering, construction, projects, and map making.
Surveyors make precise measurements to determine property boundaries while recording the result of surveying and verifying the accuracy of data.
Michael, what kind of tools do the surveyors use here at Kenko Toshi?
I'm glad you asked that, Alex. Our surveyors first used tilt meters, creep meters, and GPS to survey the land for movement. If movement is detected, it could indicate that a fault line is present or that the area might be prone to mass movement due to gravity.
Areas with fault lines would require careful planning and earthquake-proof building construction designed by structural engineers.
Next, our surveyors used a specialized measuring device called a laser level to measure if a plot of land is level enough to build on. It looks like a camera on a tripod.
They also measure the distance and dimensions of each plot of land to determine property boundaries and building placement.
Here in Kenko Toshi, we use topography to figure out where to place each building in our city. Topography is the natural contours, elements, and elevation of the land, such as sinkholes and hills. A topographic map was created with contour lines to show the elevation of each area of the city of Kenko Toshi.
So if I look at a topographic map of Kenko Toshi, I would be able to tell the elevation of every part of the city and the surrounding area. Contour lines are used to indicate elevation. The contour lines increases by increments of 100 feet. I can identify the hills, mountains, flat areas, rivers, and ocean shoreline.
Cartographers also draw and produce maps. They make maps by collecting and analyzing geographical data on the field such as precipitation patterns, population density, and demographics. All of this information was used in Kenko Toshi.
When surveyors measure the land and create topographic maps, they are entered into the GIS. The GIS stands for Geographic Information System, which is where engineers analyze and manage geographical data.
GIS is a technology used for many purposes, from managing natural disasters such as landslides to habitat mapping through remote sensing. The GIS system has also been used to address land use issues. Many local governments are adding GIS technology as part of their regular administrative management system.
And did you know that now surveyors can even measure the land using drones called unmanned aerial vehicles, or UAVs? They can all take the same measurements from the air, which is especially useful in hard to reach or remote areas.
That's cool! Our surveying engineers helped us to locate and place the different zones to make it convenient for our citizens. For example, we made sure commercial zones and residential zones were close to each other so our citizens do not have to commute far to buy their goods, go to work, or go to school.
The surveyors made sure that industrial and agricultural zones of our city are located in areas not prone to mass movement, flooding, or sinkholes.
The surveyors found the best place to locate a waste disposal, recycle center, and water treatment facility for our city, and helped design and place our system of roads and bridges.
In summary, surveyors update boundary lines and prepare sites for construction so that legal disputes are prevented. Surveyors make precise measurements to determine property boundaries. They provide data with relevant to the shape and contour of the Earth's surface for engineering, map making, and construction projects.
It sounds like being a surveyor is a pretty cool job. I think I might even like to become one. What would I have to do?
You would have to take a lot of classes and pass a test from the NCEES, or the National Council of Examiners for Engineering and Surveying, and then you could be a certified surveyor.
I think I might take a test from the NCEES to become a structural engineer. I am very fascinated by earthquakes and would love to design buildings to withstand the high magnitude quakes.
So there you have it. Kenko Toshi is the safe place to live because all of the surveyors did their job precisely.
So if something goes wrong, then is it the surveyor's fault?
No, since the fault lines are in the earth, I think we could say it's the Earth's fault.